Yeah, yeah.
I'm not wildin' out like I used to.
Oh, no.
I don't do the things I used to no more.
Baby.
I changed for you. Looking back, I thought I would never love like this from so many times before. Hey, 'cause I changed for you. I don't do the things that I used to do no more. Everything that you do, I adore. No more lies, no more games. Everything I say, I mean, hey. And all the love you give me, baby, it means so much to me. So don't take your love away. No one compares to what you do for me. And every time you see me, baby, you take me in your arms. Oh man, trust me, baby, I won't ever leave you. Believe me, I'm yours forever. You need me,
I need
'cause
you.
I'm down for whatever. Am I changed? I'm not falling out like I used to. I don't do the things I used to no more.
No more.
I changed for you. Looking back, I thought I would never love like this from so
Never
many times
before.
I changed for you.
Yeah. Pull out the fine wine glasses, dinner in bed. Yeah. Went and took some culinary classes. Gotta stay sexy for you, baby. Tighten up my body, working on my ghetto Pilates. I'm not going out tonight. We can hit the sofa, cuddle up, satellite surf. Oh, baby, whatever, let me accommodate you. Is there anything you like for me to change? My plaits,
but I can't cover up my tears.
Oh no,
I did some things that I can't take back.
But baby, it's true, I would change it all for you.
Believe
you gotta believe me, baby.
I'm yours forever.
Completely in love.
Now go whatever.
Baby, I can change. No more.
For you.
Looking back, I thought I would never. So many hearts before. Oh, yes. New and improved, bringing out the best of me. Because the old me was lonely, searching for my one and only. So happy that I found you.
Saw the potential, and you made it so simple to be loved. I'll never be the same, baby.
Everything for you, I'll change. Yeah.
No more. I changed.
Thought I would never
like this. So many
hearts, so many hearts.
I changed for you.
I'm not wilding out like I used to. No more.
Oh no, I've changed.
I've changed.
You ever wonder what it's like to live in the jungle? Lion, tigers, and bears, snakes, and scorpions. Can you take this shit serious? Serious as it is. When it's fuck how you feel, better get it how you live. When killers retaliate every enemy possible, surviving lives on a hard pill to swallow. God bless the child that can hold his own. That means taking care of your family till your kids are grown. Your loyalty is royalty. Some of us broke as fuck, blood thicker than water, but still, who can you trust? They say that you to blame, ran your name in the mud. You a soldier, he was trained, he was ready for war. The president smoking, fucking bitches in the White House, stomping in the Air Force Ones until the lights out. King of high yourself, they say you dangerous and woke. They know we greedy for these beats, so they say we creep slow.
Woke is the new sleep, shallow is the new deep. Cheeks every news week, silence is the new speech. Cool like a fan, but on the other hand, I'm a nympho, so I like to fuck what they saying. Fuck an ab and a pan, they both kicking the can. Two homeless motherfuckers that ain't took back they land. Ain't no need to take a seat, want you to overly stand. Listen up and pour a cup, while I rock like a band. Fuck a chief in a trap, I like feeling the vibe. Man tucking on that pride and see it's just a divide. But you fuck with white girls and you push genocide. And Jennifer, the only one you call for a ride. I was fucking with that shit, but now my feelings have died. And all my women spoil like my package expired. My discernment like a tooth with the feeling inside. Cause I'm here to tell the truth, fuck what you feeling inside, nigga.
This that prolific, spiritual individual. Grab your bitches, they follow him everywhere he go. My aura code, the shit I'm kicking like Sub-Zero. Most niggas playing it simple with Keisha, popping like teenage pimples. Y'all niggas lack credentials, overlapping most uniques with meditation, elevation, fundamentals. It's official, like a ref with a whistle. I won't pick up my dribble, she look me in the eyes, open the eyes to say, play monkey in the middle. The woman's my favorite riddle, high charisma in my temple. She get real experimental with her mouth on my pickle. Guess my lap is her pillow. She have fun giving me brain. That's real fundamentals. Give me some. Get you one. I'm a chosen one to overcome any spiritual war. I know I already won. Plus my high vibration surpassing all you bums, nigga.
Seems so nice to me. It's the start of a new day. And there's no place in this world that I'd rather be. Right here. Right home, baby. Right home.
Do you guys ever just find yourself copying your best friend's mannerisms or things that they say? Like you hang out with them so much that you start mimicking their facial expressions and things that they would say like when you're not even around them. For example, my friend Nicole always talks in this botched British accent anytime she doesn't want to do something. So she'll go, "No, I don't want to do that." And then I find myself doing that too. Turns out this is actually a real thing called the chameleon effect. It's when you start unconsciously mirroring or mimicking someone's facial expressions, nonverbal behaviors, or things that they say. But why are we doing this? Some research says that it has to do with social acceptance. So like you naturally do it because you want to feel accepted or liked or supported by someone else. It also helps to strengthen your bond with someone. Think about it. When you're mirroring someone, it can make you believe that you have similarities, that you guys have a connection, and that you guys are really in sync. Now, this is a very human thing, but it happens a lot to people who are empathetic. If you're in a new social situation, like a first date or a job interview, or you rely on social connections for your job. Do you guys
Hey everybody! Hey. Happy Tuesday evening. Thank you for joining us here at the ship. Episode 34. 34. I forgot to put it in the title. I'm going to put it on there when you get it. 34. Let's go. Okay. That's amazing. Right?
I know, right? I'm happy.
Yes. Okay. We're going to keep on going and going. The Love Palace is growing and growing. Look forward to more exciting things to occur here at the Love Palace. And the ships will continue. With that being said, today
topic.
Well, let me go ahead and give you a definition of something, right? So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the definition chameleon in social context. Let me ask you, do you know what a chameleon is?
It's a reptile that is able to change its skin to whatever environment that it is in. And so if we're talking about being a chameleon in a relationships or ships, period, that means that people are conforming to their environment, or they fit in really well, or they can fit in really well with their environment by changing themselves.
Right. You're exactly spot on. The definition is a chameleon in the context of relationships and social dynamics is a person who consistently changes their personality, opinions, or behavior to fit into different social environments. Much like the reptile, like you mentioned, that changes colors to blend into its surroundings, a human chameleon adapts to please others, avoid conflict, or gain acceptance, often at the expense of their own identity. So there's a such thing as chameleon relationship, being a chameleon in relationship.
And here's the thing, I've seen that, but not in the way that we're describing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it in a different way where somebody knows how to fit in so well, so you don't know that they're a certain way. But we'll probably get into that, right?
We're going to see what we can.
Okay, let's get into it.
So with that being said, now that we have the definition, everybody, the title of our show is A Chameleon in Friendship, Family, and Romantic Relationships. Well, let's talk about it. All right, Kelly, we're going to let you go ahead and start talking about it.
So, chameleon in friendships, family, and romantic relationships. Now, in a world that's continuously pressures us to belong, it's easy to slip into roles that aren't truly our own. So one day you're laughing at a joke that you don't find funny another day, and then you're pretending to enjoy an activity that drains you. Now, at some point, you might start wondering, who am I really? Who am I? Now, if that question feels familiar to you, you may have been living in a human chameleon, social chameleon.
Ooh-wee.
You could be living the life of a social chameleon. Living the life of a social chameleon, y'all. Y'all living those lives where you conform just to hang around with people or just to be in a certain environment.
I don't know. Some people do.
Yeah. Well, I can't go where I don't belong. Well, in relationships, adaptability is often seen as a strength. Being open to compromise, understanding friends and family, and even romantic relationships needs and adjusting when necessary. But when it happens to become so adaptable that you lose yourself, then I guess you may not want to do it. Now, some people develop a pattern of blending into their relationships, shaping their personality, interests, and even emotions to match their partners. This phenomenon, sometimes referred to as the chameleon.
I'm sorry to sound
Chameleon.
like
Chameleon.
she sound like coming to America.
Alien.
And I'm only laughing because she does words better than me. Y'all know that. But that sounds like alien.
Alien. Alien. Yes, wow.
I'm coming to America. Okay, y'all. Say that a word.
So,
Chameleon.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Chameleon.
My brain was
Chameleoning.
Chameleon.
Yes,
Yeah.
chameleoning.
My
Okay.
mind was like 2 steps ahead.
Hey, this is live in action, but that's what you reminded me of.
When you are in sync with your partner
Mhm.
and you're blending your emotions and even your interests, it is referred to as chameleon.
Yeah.
Is gaining attention as a dating trend, but it's far more than that. So,
Chameleons in friendship, family, and romantic relationships. This is a very good subject.
this is.
This was sent to me by someone, so and I
Thank
looked
you
at
for
it.
that because this is a good
Yeah,
subject.
this is gonna be a good one because are you being fake and phony,
or are
just
you
to
being
fit
your
in?
true self?
Right? Like it says, are you gonna you're to the point like, who am I really? If you have to ask who you are, and that's feels too familiar, you've been living as a social chameleon.
But you know what is crazy? Because I've been being a chameleon in a little bit of ways.
Well,
Like
okay,
since we moved down south, like I hear a little bit of down south twang. Like I've allowed myself to kind of be sucked into having that southern twang.
me
a
as
little
well,
bit.
because people think, yeah,
Yeah,
but I think this is more on. I don't. That's a good chameleon.
yeah,
Because it's not like you. Okay, so intentionally.
yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for. So we are here in Georgia. We are straight from Denver, Colorado.
Straight from Denver.
But when I talk, sometimes they be like, "You sound like you from the south." Even when
Yeah.
I was in Colorado,
They said that too.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm from
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Born and raised. But
I think that's the difference because there's intentionally we're adapting to our environment in that way, which is part of being a chameleon, of course. But you're adapting because you're around that, not because you're putting yourself or exerting it just to fit in.
just put it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think there's a big difference. Like, there's always duality, what we talk about
Oh
over
yeah,
here anyway.
absolutely.
So that would be part of that duality.
Yeah.
So let's go on and talk about a chameleon at its core. What is the chameleon at its core? At its core, chameleoning is a learned survival mechanism, often rooted in childhood experiences of unpredictability or emotional instability. For many, it starts in households where emotions could shift without warning, where blending in a minute in the excuse me, y'all. Where blending in meant avoiding conflict, rejection, or criticism. I'm sorry, the wash machine went off with the jingle, and you guys can hear it. And so I was trying to focus, and then Kelly's over here doing the dance. So sorry, guys. Let me say this last part. For many, it starts in households where emotions could shift without warning, where blending in meant avoiding conflict, rejection, or criticism. So we're going to break down the chameleon behavior in each type of relationship, friendship, family, and romantic relationships, with examples and insight into what it looks like, why it happens, and how it affects you. So each of these, we're going to talk about what it looks like, why it happened, and how it affects you.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
But let's talk about this for a minute.
Yeah.
Chameleon at its core. They said that it could be, and that even when I did research, It could be from childhood experience. Often that's where it's from.
Yeah.
Childhood experience. Things that you have had emotionally instability, unpredictability, like it said. So, like I said, the example that you used was great because that adapting was because you live here. But this could be some childhood trauma,
Yeah.
and things that they have
I've seen
experienced.
things like that where
Yeah.
kids will kind of just regress or stay to themselves because they don't want to get yelled out
Exactly.
or get into something. So I've seen it happen.
Or think about it like this, Kim. They're not getting the attention at home.
Yeah.
So they're trying to blend in with at
Everything.
school and
Yeah.
everything, and they just I got it because
Fall
they're
into
so it
everything,
can
yeah.
be both ways where they're not social, but this is more where they're trying to blend in, even if they don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
even though they don't know how they're talking or how they dress, and they're just gonna get involved. So I can resonate how it says it could start from childhood experiences because if you were not taught to be your true identity, your true you, and you were held back from that, sometimes you grow into adulthood, teenagers, and try to fit in.
Yeah. I can see that too.
All right. So let's go on, and let's see. Oh, I already talked about that part. See? So we're gonna break down. Go ahead, Kelly.
We're going to break down the chameleon behavior in each type: friendships, family, and also romantic relationships. So the first one is going to be chameleon in friendship. And what does that look like, Dee?
What does it look like? You marry your friend's opinion.
Girl.
Styles.
I like that.
Or interest just to feel included.
Oh, you like going out all the time? Let's go.
You say yes. What else?
To
the plans you don't want to attend to avoid seeming distant.
I guess I'll go.
You be hot, and they not hot. No, you laugh at jokes you didn't even find funny, or stay quiet.
No, we had to silly about that one.
No, yeah, but you mirror your friends, and it's okay because I can see, like the clip said in the beginning. You do because I was laughing because your son does an accent over here, and I was doing it with him. Yes, the other day we was having a whole conversation in the car in our British, or no, it's not. Never mind. In another accent, I'm not going to say what it is.
Here's the thing: everybody does accents around here.
Yes,
everybody.
Yes, we do. We do, y'all. Okay, so I can see that, but I can see how I can overly. Girl, what you wearing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got the same thing.
It could be too much.
Remember the not Fatal Attraction, the one where she got the roommate. I forgot that movie, y'all.
Oh, look, I'm clapping it. So like, I know
it's the one about the. It's not Fatal.
But it was like everything she got. She's like had kind of the same.
Yeah, and she started first. It was nice and cool, like somebody's talking at me, and then it was like, no, she's really trying to be me.
This is weird.
She's really trying to be.
So that's crazy.
So why does this happen, Kelly?
Well, let's see why this happens. Now, one of the reasons why it can happen is just fear of being left out or unseen. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm too different. You might make fun of me because I'm different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Number 2 is wanting to be liked and avoiding tension or awkwardness when I come around you. It's awkward, like, I like you, but I can't really say that I like you because if I say I like you, you might think I'm weird. So now I'm already acting weird on top of the weird.
Right.
You know, or previous experiences of where you have been rejected for being too much or not enough. Yeah.
That's a very good point. That is a very, very, that last one, I'm going to tell you, I can resonate with that last one, y'all. Because, well, I never thought I wasn't enough. No, sometimes people, I'm going to say I was too much. And people did reject my friendship, but I never tried to be, I didn't never have to be in the in crowd. So I sort of attracted a crowd of people to me. But I can see if you have that thought, I'm not enough, or I might be too much and you're being rejected. So you're going to try to fit in. So that means, so for me, that would mean I would have to change to being who I am.
Yeah.
I sometimes am too much on things. That's my personality, right? But if I'm trying to fit in to be a chameleon in friendship, I'm not gonna be myself. And I should be able to be comfortable
Yeah.
around my friend if you're my friend.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, these are good
Yeah.
points.
Now it can affect people differently though.
How does it affect it in friendship?
So, well, first of all, you feel emotionally drained when you hang out. Like, dang, I do not want to hang out with this person today. Why they keep calling 96 times? I ain't answered the 96 times. But they keep no, but that's not a friend. But just saying. Secondly, your self confidence shrinks because you rarely showing your real personality. Like you're not showing up as yourself. So it's kind of like, man, I'm gonna just stay over here or maybe not be too engaged because I don't want people to really see who I am, you know. And then the last one is that you attract surface level friendships instead of authentic connections. And I think that's the world that we live in today, is we're always looking for what can you do for me, what purse you got, what shoes you rock, how much money you got, do you make this amount of money? Because that's the only way that I'm gonna hang out with you, or I'm gonna be with you, or even having a conversation. I'm gonna throw myself under the bus. This doesn't have anything to do with being a chameleon, but we was in Walmart this last weekend or last week, and somebody walked up to me and just wanted to have a casual conversation. He said, "Get to know me," and myself was like, "Hey, no." Didn't even give a chance. Didn't get to like. It caught me out. The whole thing caught me off guard. But I'm saying that to say like I wasn't really being my authentic self, and I'm not sure what type of chameleon I was being at that point in time. But when we talked about it, it's like you never know the people that you run into, a benefit that they could be in your life, a benefit that you could be, unless you are really getting energy from that person. Like no, which is understandable. But just understanding people, making connections, not just looking, oh, this person looks like this, so I guess I'm not gonna be able to talk to them because, like,
I'm not saying a single word. I'm on mute.
his shirt was dirty and his shoes was dirty, and I seen that, and I was just like, no, we're grown, and I had to think about it that he could have been getting off work, anything could have been happening, but because of just right then and there being caught off guard and seeing the dust in his hair and all kind of stuff, like I didn't put two and two together, and I don't think that
She wasn't being a chameleon, so it don't matter. She did not adapt to that situation. So that
I
don't even
did.
that don't even that don't
I
even
said,
matter.
making genuine connections, you got to be able to really be like, okay, I'm willing to know somebody. You know, that's all. That's the reason why I'm saying that. Like, because I'm jacking myself up at it. Like, it could have been a genuine connection at the end of the day, but we won't never know.
So let's to piggyback, there was something I wanted to highlight. It missed my mind. Let me see. Oh, speaking of, so when people say, I want to say, when you're my friend, I should be able to be my true authentic self. I shouldn't have to be any other different way to fit in with any type of people or group of people. I shouldn't have to be a chameleon. So that to me shows genuine friendships when you can be yourself. When people tell you that they give you that stigmatism of you're too much or too little, that might not be the friend that you want. Like I said, that might be a surface level friend. I had people tell me that I was too, what did they tell me? Oh, I just tell it like it is. And I do. I do. But I thought that around my friends I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Not take I didn't dismiss that I didn't have to do it for everybody.
Right.
But then it made me feel some type of way like, wait a minute. I should be able to do this. I'm not gonna be a chameleon in this friendship. I'm gonna be who I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's go ahead and talk about the next one, chameleon in family dynamic.
What does that look like?
What did it look like? What did it look like?
Well, you take on a role of the peacemaker, the achiever, or the caretaker to keep harmony. Man, do I know some situations that are like that where people you want to discuss the issue, but you got one person that's just like, let's just make peace. Let's not say nothing. Let's not do nothing. Just let that person be. We not gonna shake up. No, we like don't want to talk about it. And then you have the person that's like, I went to college for 85 years and I got a BA and a SA and a THA and a, I'm just playing. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all, I don't. Y'all probably know some of the people that have the degrees on top of degrees on top of degrees. Or you have the person that's just always there taking care of everybody, all in the state to just keep harmony. They don't want to have nothing going on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or it could look like you hide parts of yourself. You won't talk about your beliefs. You won't share your feelings, even your identity. You'll hide that from somebody because you don't want to feel judged, or you don't want it to become a conflict with somebody, right? Like if I tell you what I believe, you might not want to be my friend no more because of what I believe, which is crazy. So now I got to fake.
Okay.
Oh, family.
That friends too.
Well, shoot, they be acting like that in family too. Like, oh, so you believe this way? Oh,
exactly.
I know
There
a lot of
you
people
go.
didn't get to go visit their family when the CV-19 came out and people wasn't getting shot. You had families like you can't even come over here. You didn't get the what? Oh, you can't come over. Sorry. And it was like, dang, all these years we've been around each other, sick, not sick, and because I didn't do this one thing, I can't come over. So they may not even tell you if they contracted it, got it, didn't get it, got a shot, didn't get a shot. You know what I mean? So that too. Now, lastly, it could feel like you can't outgrow this version of yourself that your family is so used to. Like you could have been seen as the little kid and you're just a little person because you're the last grandchild of the grandchildren before the great grands start happening. And everybody remembers you as little Johnny. And well, Johnny's 40.
Right.
And little Johnny, you might want to go do you know what I mean?
A 40-year-old should
A
be doing.
40-year-old.
Yes,
And Johnny's like,
absolutely.
I've been doing what I was supposed to be doing at 35. I'm 40. You do recognize that, right? No, you're still little Johnny. No, I'm not.
And I think that chameleon attitude too comes into, like you said, when you age in family. When you get a certain age, you have a respect for each other, right?
Yeah.
So the respect should go both ways.
I do.
Like
agree.
when you're an adult, I'm not gonna disrespect you, auntie, blah blah blah, because you're my auntie. But you can't disrespect me either. And I'm not gonna put on a chameleon fake phony situation if you made me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Like, and this is why people do it though. Like you said, to avoid conflict. They're like, you know what? I know Aunt such and such. I'm just gonna make it all peaceful. I don't care.
Avoid it altogether.
Yep, avoid it. And they hide being their true self. Knowing they didn't like that. And let me tell you something. I don't know about you, but when my spirit, my true self can't be itself, it don't work well. You know what I'm saying? It don't work. It makes me feel like physically sick. Like I'm not being myself. I feel weird.
Yeah.
So why does this happen in family? Being a chameleon.
Well, some of the reasons is that it may happen is because of childhood conditioning.
Absolutely.
Love or approval was tied to how well you played that role. Is that something y'all out there? Cultural and generational expectations that discourage individuality. You gotta do what we do over here and here.
This is what works. What we did in 1950 is still gonna work in 2025. So do what we did in
1919. All right, we got that. Now, lastly, guilt or obligation keeps you locked in a certain persona. The thing about this one is I fell victim to this too. I've been in where I've had obligations where because we are a family, I just got to do this. I got to make sure that I'm doing this. And I come up at 8 p.m.
Hold that thought, y'all.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, we back. So let's talk about how being a chameleon affects you and the family.
Yeah. Well, you feel like you're living in a double life. So maybe you could go somewhere where you can absolutely be who you are, and it's great. But then when you come around your family, you can't be that person, and it's kind of sad because you want your family to see you as the person that you are. However, they don't, and so that can build some. Going into my next statement, it can build resentment towards family members who don't really know you.
You don't know me.
Just because we family don't mean you know me.
Right.
Just because you knew me as a little girl don't mean you know this grown woman. And just because you know this grown woman don't know means you know the better half of this woman that what I had to go through to become who I am currently.
Excuse me.
And then sometimes your growth feels stunted, like you're not allowed to evolve. No, we don't want you to think about that, or no, we don't want you to have these new ideals. And why would you think that way? Or why do you want to go over there and travel? Right here is perfect enough. I know some people that have never even left their state.
Never, ever left their state.
And I wonder, like, what was the thought process behind that? Once you get out here and you actually get to see certain parts of even the U.S., you get to see different things and explore different things. So, I mean, sometimes you don't ever get to evolve. So
what I learned from this is this family part. I have been a chameleon in family because I have at one point lived a double life. So I was pretending to be something when I was around my family because I didn't feel like hearing all that. So I would conform or adapt to what they were or talk the same way or listen to the same things, even if I didn't like it or didn't believe. So I am guilty of that. But and it's like it hit me. I was a chameleon in that family. I led that double life for years.
Yeah.
Until I said it was enough.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. Like I really conformed to a lot of different things, and it wasn't until I had children and started having to take care of them that I understood that dang, it isn't like this. I can see why they could have did it like this, but it's not like this anymore. So I got to switch. I can't be this way. So yeah, I absolutely can resonate with that.
So let's go on into chameleon in romantic relationships.
All right, so what you gotta say about
what it looks like? Okay.
What it looks like? What it look like you? You mold yourself into your partner's ideal type. You change your behavior, your interests, and even your beliefs. I've seen that happening in Krishan Rocky, and what's the guy's name?
I can't remember that.
Man, I know you had Blueface. Yeah. Like more power to them, but I remember watching some clips of their stuff and just seeing exactly how it was, how she would change and conform. Like, and then she stopped changing and conforming, and it just really didn't go well. But it was something to see.
Right.
Or the next thing is you silence your needs to avoid rocking the boat. I'm not going to say anything that I need or want because I don't want anybody to feel like they have to, or I just don't want none of that on me, period. And then thirdly, you become overly agreeable, even when you're unhappy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. No, just no. Yes, no, but you become agreeable to you don't want to do things, but you still agree to do them just because.
And even if you're not happy, you just be like, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah,
I've heard in relationships, I'm just gonna do it because I don't want to hear him, or I just gonna do it because I don't want to hear her. I don't feel like even doing that. Like they said, you don't want to rock the boat. You know what I'm saying? You like it just works out easier this way. Yeah. But does it really when you're not being your authentic self?
It doesn't. It turns out to something totally different.
And then people change, like you said, their beliefs on certain things. If I don't believe what you don't believe, don't mean that we can't have a romantic relationship. We don't think the same. Love should be okay. We shouldn't be being our fake self. And if you can't handle who I am when I'm showing you the true version of me, we shouldn't be in a romantic relationship.
I agree with that. Just find who resonates with you. That's all that I can say about that is because everybody is not going to fit everybody's type. And you shouldn't want to fit somebody's ideal version of who they think of you because who are you when you don't meet up to that ideal version? When they hold that ideal and you're not even that, but you're trying to live up to what's you don't even know the ideal they have of you.
Sure.
So you're kind of fitting the bill where you don't want to.
So why does this happen in
Fe-
romantic relationships?
Well, one of the reasons is fear and abandonment or not being enough or love. The second one is wanting to be perfect, be the perfect partner at the cost of your own identity. And then thirdly is past experience where being authentic led to you being rejected.
Mm. These are very good things. Examples of being a chameleon when it comes to romantic relationships. Because if you don't feel you're enough to deserve love,
Mm. You might self sabotage a lot of people.
and I know I can speak on women's behalf and some men, they stay in the relationship because they don't want to be alone. They don't even like that feeling. I'm gonna be with somebody. Nope, I don't want to be abandoned.
Yeah.
So no matter what is going through in that romantic relationship, they still stay in it and be a chameleon. Nobody's perfect, right?
Absolutely.
So we shouldn't lose our own identity
Yeah.
trying to
Trying to-
be perfect because
Yep.
there's no such thing.
Yep. I agree. I agree.
So how does this affect? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
How does this affect you in romantic relationships?
Well, the way it can affect me is that I can lose sight of my personal boundaries and my values.
Mhm.
I can kind of just let all that go because I'm trying to now conform to whatever my partner feels that it should be, right?
Mhm.
Or I'm going to be resentful. I don't even
Mhm.
like you or want to be around you because burnout will creep in.
Yeah.
And it's always because it's on you,
Mhm.
right? So then after that, what happens? You might stay in an unhealthy relationship because your identity feels entangled with that person. You
Mhm.
may feel like you can't cut ties, or then it becomes, oh, this might be my twin flame
Oh no. Um,
because it's I mean, it's
I don't
unhealthy.
know how you would think that's your Tim flame if you being fake, but okay.
You
No,
know
not
how?
you.
No, but you know the
I
fake
know.
people don't be knowing that they be fake. They just be fake.
That's my twin flame like that.
Twin, where have you been? You know, they might be on that.
No, but okay. Anyway.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, so being a chameleon might feel safe, but it's actually slow way of disappearing, guys. When you shape shift to please everyone else, you start to lose the things that make you irreplaceable and being your true self. So the goal isn't to be rebellious or selfish, it's to be real. The right people will vibe with you no
Mhm.
matter what version of you are.
Yep. Oh, yes. I like how that it wrapped those uh three different ways that it could you could be a chameleon because be real. When I heard that, just be yourself.
Yeah.
If you want, and I'm telling you, being not being your authentic self can make you physically sick. Listen to
And
me.
not only does it make you physically sick, but number one, you lash out at the end of the day because once you're tired of being the person that you're not, it
Mhm.
eventually comes out over time. There's only so much hiding that you could do behind this mask before the mask falls off. The thing is your mask falling off around people you could trust?
Or is
Is
it
your
gonna stay
mask
on because that's really who you are?
not even well that
I talked about
that part too? Yes. You're right. That part too.
that.
Or like, dang, or do you blow up on somebody that you love because this whole time you've been trying to live up to a
Facts,
certain
Kelly.
expectation and that's not who you are. And now you have these people believing this is a certain version of you that this isn't you. And now you
Right.
let these people down or you blow up on
The people that really genuinely accept you for who you are. When you're a chameleon in friendship, family, relationships, you can have genuine people that accept who you are. And like Kelly said, because you're being fake, you decide to just blow up on the person that really cares about you, and then you damage a good, healthy relationship, friendship, family member, whatever,
Yep.
and whatever ship you are on,
Yep.
being a chameleon.
Yep.
So just be true to yourself, okay?
All right.
So
So you tell me, being first of all, being a chameleon,
mhm,
there are good ways and negative ways to being a chameleon, right?
mhm.
So are you gonna give us the 5 signs of what it looks like for chameleons for friendships, family, and romantic relationships?
Absolutely, that's absolutely what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Here are 5 signs that here at the Love Palace on ships that you might be a chameleon. You, us, but we not. But this is just saying. We're gonna say it's us. Could be a chameleon in your
We've
friendship, yeah, family and romantic relationships. Y'all see that chameleon? Anyway, let's go. So, what do we have here? Oh, the number one. You change depending on who you're with. Oh Lord. One of the clear signs of chameleon behavior is that your personality seems to shift depending on who you're around. With one group of friends, you're loud and wild. With another, you're quiet and thoughtful. You might support one set of beliefs in front of one person and then contradict them around another just to maintain peace or gain approval. Shame on you. Over time, this can constant, what is that? Code switching. Oh, okay. The constant code switching leaves you feeling disconnected from your real self. How you know you being a chameleon?
Because you're gonna be disconnected from your real self.
And you acting funny one way. Okay, now let me set this straight.
Yes, please.
When you're adapting to, or okay, me, I'm very outgoing person, like to talk to people. So yeah, I might walk in, but what I learned to do is like the chameleon does, was they don't talk about this and this. The real chameleon checks his surroundings before he adapts, or it adapts to the surroundings.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean because sometimes I've had to adapt because sometimes I might be too loud and it might be in a quiet group and I was like, oh, this is the time I'm checking my surroundings.
Right.
But I'm doing that not to fit in, it's to show the courtesy and respect. But I'm not losing my identity. I'm just being courteous and respectful.
Right.
That makes sense. We're talking about people that are totally different. They like, okay, for example, don't tell me that you like coming to my lives, right?
Right.
And that you enjoy my content, and then go tell somebody else, "Oh, she's boring. I don't like that. I don't like what she. I'll be falling asleep." That is being a chameleon because you're trying to fit in with this group, whoever you're talking to. Then you're telling me over here that you enjoy it. Just tell me you don't like what I'm talking about. I'm okay with that.
How about you just don't come? Because
Exactly.
that works even better. You better just keep your mouth shut and don't come.
I'm giving an example.
Avoid conflicts at all costs. Number two.
Number two. She said to go to number two. She already went to avoid conflicts at all costs, and I'm falling. I'm falling. She fell a little triggered. So chameleons,
Don't bring that shit over here.
chameleons fear conflict.
Really?
Because it threatens the acceptance they crave. In relationships, this can look like constantly agreeing with others, even when you feel differently. You might avoid expressing your needs, boundaries, or preferences just to keep the vibe cool. While this may maintain short term peace, it creates long term resentment and emptiness. Where them fans at?
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that though.
So yes.
Because you don't want no one to feel a certain. Most people don't want nobody saying nothing about them. No way. So when you do get around people, and you feel some type of way already about it. And I think this is a self thing too. When you're being a chameleon too, this is have a lot to do with self confidence too, probably because your self confidence is so wrapped up in how people view you that you may just dumb yourself down, for lack of better words, to fit into a certain group of people. When just like they said, be who you are. Because if you're not, you're playing a role, you never get to experience your true self and what you like.
So a chameleon fears conflict, right? A person, not the real.
Yeah.
They fear conflict, so they're not trying to have no conflict with any relationship, family member, friends. They're like, no, they're gonna constantly agree with you. Don't nobody? Okay, only chameleons do that because that is humanly impossible for all of us to agree and be cool on everything. Where you can have respect, like I said, it's not talking about not having respect, but there's times me and you don't agree on everything. Like, I mean, we collaborate, but we do have different conflicts. We do. A chameleon is not going. They're going to be avoiding.
No, oh, it's okay. You got it. You got it.
Or they're going to make a joke
You
and
can do it,
avoid
you
the
can do it.
conversation.
Yeah, that's funny.
No, it ain't.
No.
I'm trying to really be serious. No, so they avoid conflict. So that is another way that you can know if you are a chameleon. What's number 3, Kelly?
Ooh, number 3. Number 3 is going to say you feel emotionally exhausted after social interactions. I do be feeling exhausted after social interactions once you meet that one person that really is like, dang. You know what I mean? If you are
meet the chameleon, because this is saying how we going to describe what the chameleon
if
does.
you are consistently putting on a mask, your social interactions start to feel more like performances. And after spending time with your friends, family, you might feel drained. Not because you're an introvert, but because you were acting the whole time. Emotional exhaustion is real and can be a major sign that you're not being your authentic self in the relationship.
Right. You feel like when you're a chameleon, you feel emotionally drained because you know why? You was with the family all day and you acted like you was not yourself. You was a whole different person. More than an 8-hour job.
Yep.
Come on.
Let's go.
Of course you're gonna feel tired and drained because you're not being your authentic self. Yep. Authenticity, what I'm learning so much of since I've been daily dose of D and the ship, authenticity gives you peace.
It does.
That's what I really learned. Okay, what is number 4? Number 4 is
you struggle to make decisions without others' input. All right. I don't know. Like people tell me what to do, so I don't know how do you.
Okay, let me talk about this. Another cardinal sign is indecisiveness. Okay, that's what we're talking. When we rely so heavily on the opinion and preferences of others, it becomes hard to make choices for yourself. See, this is something different. Whether it's choosing where to eat, what music to play, or even what career to pursue. You second guess yourself, fearing disapproval or rejection. So it's not talking about them telling you what to do. This is saying that you're indecisive. We know people that are like this. We want people, sometimes you be around people and really, really want them to make decisions. Like you get tired of making all the, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you are absolutely right.
Yeah, because she was on another vibe.
Because I got triggered from the last one. But yes, be able to make some decisions without having to ask somebody else to do it.
Because it's draining on the person that makes all the decisions.
Yes. Gosh, if I'm making 10,000 decisions, don't make me make the 10,001 when you come around.
Right. And contrary to what this world now in 2025 believes, there is women on here that want y'all to make the decision.
Yeah.
We don't want to take the lead off. We don't want to say, go ahead. Baby, let's talk about it. Okay. Go ahead and decide.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Okay.
Right. It's okay. It's okay. There's still women out here that are still like, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So You know when you start second guessing yourself and you're indecisive and you don't like to make no decisions. That is the sign. Okay. And I think the last one is
You don't know what you actually like anymore.
mm, mm. Well, over time, the more you mirror others, the more your true preferences start to blur. So you're gonna ask yourself, do you really love hiking? Are you just going because you're going with that guy? You want to be with that guy and he like hiking or female? Or do you just go because your partner does? I don't even like doing this. I'm just going. Now, okay. It's okay to do things your partner does not like, especially if they really enjoy it. Go sometimes.
Yeah.
But not,
It don't have
where
to
you're
be all
losing
the
your
time.
identity.
Yeah.
Right. Are you passionate about the hobby or are you just doing it to bond with your friends? When you spend too long of a time shape shifting, because that's what this is, okay? It becomes harder to see or hear your own voice.
Yeah. I can definitely see that. I can see
Mm.
that. And the reason why I was like, I don't like people telling me what to do is because, like, in these instances and scenarios, I do understand that it could be definitely because of the situation that you're brought up in, that you don't speak out or that you may be hesitant to say certain things. But it's like, dang, you got to speak up for yourself. This is an area where you could be allowed to be ran over trying to be what they consider to be a people pleaser. That's what it seems like the chameleon really is. It's kind of a people
That's
pleaser.
exactly what it is. You change to be fit in, period. Like the simple version of a chameleon is not being your true self and you changing to whatever environment, whoever you're around, whatever that. Yep, me too. Yep. Oh, yeah, I like that. No, you don't. Everybody, I didn't mean
Right.
no.
Yeah.
May I offer these steps for you? Let's
Yeah.
just do that.
Go ahead.
I'm offering those steps to
Get
you.
this-
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So go ahead, Kel. How can you shift back to your true
Ooh.
self? Uh-oh.
No, I didn't. I'm about to shift back to my true self right now because that are young. Healing begins with self awareness. Start by asking yourself, what do I really like? When do I feel most like myself? And which relationships allow me to be the real me?
I love that last one. But what do you actually like? You should be asking yourself this.
Yeah.
And how do I feel most like my when?
When do you feel?
You should feel like that all the time.
You should.
And what relationships? That's a good one. Allow you to be real. Those relationships. Those are the questions you're gonna ask yourself. But the first point of is setting small boundaries.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to set small boundaries. And what that means is boundaries are simply the lines that define that it is okay and what's not okay for you. Now, as a chameleon, you might have learned to ignore your own limits to keep others comfortable, but boundaries are actually what protects your peace and your authenticity, right?
So how do you start small boundaries?
I'm gonna tell you no, no, say no.
True. This is true. Say no
to plans when you are tired and you don't want to go, even if you feel guilty. Because here's the thing, you have a right to say no.
Absolutely.
Okay. Set limits on how much time or energy you give to certain people. There might be certain people that you can only deal with for a time. And then there's people that you could probably deal with for a lifetime and that you love to be around. But set a limit on how much time you spend with people. Then let others know when something bothers you gently but directly. If something is bothering you, say it.
Yes. All you got to do is say it. All you got to do is say
That's
it.
all. Because people can't read minds. I can't read your mind. You can't read my mind. If I don't tell you what's going on, we can assume. But nobody wants to assume. Just say it or just ask the question.
Right. So what example does it give you here, Kelly?
Well, one example that I could say is I'm going to sit this one out. I really need to recharge tonight, but hopefully y'all have fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's a boundary that's usually healthy, right?
Absolutely. So instead of arguing and going out every weekend, this is what you can say when you're drained. That example.
Mm-hmm.
What's the second point?
Expressing my opinion honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So what this is going to look like is that if you've ever been a chameleon and you might feel that it's hard to voice your real thoughts, especially if you go against the crowd. But sharing your opinion isn't about being combative. It's about being present as your true self, right?
So how do you start small with being honest? Expressions of honesty.
Well, one way is to share real music or food or movie preferences with someone. That kind of kicks it off. Speak up when you disagree kindly without needing to argue. You don't have to argue about it. And then last is let people see your humor, your weirdness, your passion, whatever is real. Like I showed you a video today. I got this video on TikTok. If y'all really want to go view it, y'all can go view it. But it's of me running in some Crocs for my baby's field day, and I fell out on the floor. I fell.
She fell.
And I was embarrassed, but I got back up and I still did it anyway. And it didn't matter. I felt weird and it was fun, but I got back up because one, I had to show my baby you could be weird out here. It's okay to be absolutely weird. It's okay. People are going to laugh. I would laugh too. I laughed it off, got back up, kept on.
So, what is an example of how we can do this?
Well, if everyone is bashing a certain artist you actually love, like Kendrick Lamar,
She's trying to trigger me right now. I don't appreciate this. But go ahead, ma'am.
try saying low key. I really vibe with their sound though. It hit different for me.
Oh, that's good.
That
It
is a
hit
good
different.
one.
That
Yeah,
is a good
yeah.
one.
Okay.
No needed to debate. You let the truth. Okay. People that want to say that to me, like Kelly just did, just say, you know what? I do really vibe with their sound, though. I can go ahead.
Yeah.
Then we won't even have to have no
It
discussion.
hit different for me. Yep, it hit different for me. That's all. Yeah, I understand. I understand how you feel. It just hits different for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And what is number 3, the final one?
Notice when you are performing.
When you're being an actor, an actress.
Well, when you're performing, sometimes you don't even realize you're even wearing a mask. Okay.
That part.
It becomes so second nature. But when you first realize is when slipping into your performance mode is the first step to taking the first step it takes to breaking that pattern. So when you first realize it, hey, that's the first step. Just know and acknowledge that that's the work to do.
So how do you become more aware of this?
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask myself after a conversation, was I being real with that person or was I trying to please them?
Mm.
That's the first thing I'm
And you're gonna ask this to who?
myself.
That part.
And then 2, notice moments when I laugh, agree, or compliment someone. Did I mean it? Girl, you look nice today.
And you know you didn't even like that. Hey, like the lady. Okay, here's an example. On Friday, right? Miss Parker, right? So Craig's mom comes out the house. Hey, girl, how you doing? Right? Call me later. Okay, girl. She was not trying to call. She was not even trying to call
She was
that
not
girl.
calling
She was
at
like,
all.
look at her with them shorts on.
Look at her.
Okay.
Self. Ain't nobody calling her. Shoot.
So what's next?
So now the way that I also do is I pay attention to my body. If I'm got tension or I'm fake smiling or I feel emotionally exhausted. Now those are a couple of signs to notice that I'm performing.
Absolutely. So those are the steps right there, the 3 steps. How to shift
yourself
back to your true self. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shift, shape, and self. Okay.
To all you fellow shapeshifters out
Well, no, we're not even.
there.
That's
No,
gonna be too deep for y'all. We're gonna, because I was about to really talk about.
I felt where you was going. So
So let
what you
me
got to?
let me go ahead and wrap this up because I was about to go deep.
I see.
You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. The bottom line, you don't have to do this overnight. Chameleon behavior is usually a deep survival habit, a survival tactic. So for the healing process, you should be gentle with yourself. One small truth at a time, absolutely. One boundary at a time, and one real moment at a time. The more often you show up as you, the more your world will adjust. Amen to this.
Yeah.
The people who truly see and love you will rise to meet the real version of you. I'm speaking from experience. This is to the heart, y'all.
It's real.
And that's where true connection lives. Because a chameleon may have once been your survival strategy, but authenticity is your birthright. The spirit said to repeat that again. Being a chameleon may have once been your survival strategy, but authenticity, is your birthright. You don't need to shape shift to be loved. The right people will embrace you for who you exactly who you are.
Yeah.
That wraps it. Man, you shape shifting chameleons.
I see some of y'all chameleons be popping in the chat. Y'all better watch out now. I'll be seeing y'all.
I'm not gonna do this with her.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So we want you guys to join us at 8:25 for a Q&A. Y'all have been joining us, but we still been having a good time.
We be
Myself
cracking up.
and for Sharon, Mouthpiece
We
be in
on
the
there
chat,
know
Belinda Hillen.
anytime, any day on a Tuesday where it's going down.
Right.
So
The
baby
Love
come
Palace
back.
chips. Yep, there she go. That's my cue. Baby come back. So she's gonna let me oh, I think I do gotta do I gotta
We got something to say?
I think I do.
Going out, we got a message for y'all.
I think I got it.
We might have something for y'all.
After these. Oh, where are we? Okay. Oh, yeah. Hold on, y'all. Because it's going to cause a little laughter, but this is so true. And this message is for family members, okay? They've been trying to change you, and you've just been doing you. Okay? You just been doing you. So I just got 11 seconds of something that I want to say.
I'm not messing with her today.
I don't give a fuck what you are doing in your life, because I'm too busy doing what the fuck I'm doing in my life. I don't give a fuck what you are doing in your life, because I'm too busy doing what the fuck I'm doing in my life.
I'm just saying.
All we saying is ain't nobody worry about what you doing in your life. Why? Because we too busy doing what the fuck we doing in ours.
Facts.
So if you ain't trying to help the cause, hit the cat. If you trying to help the cause, hit the cash.
Okay, look, Kelly, talk to the people. I'm trying to set us up for the out. So my last thing that I'm gonna say, because this last song that I'm gonna play, don't be a chameleon. And if you are, look at the man in the mirror.
All I'm saying is if you're gonna be a chameleon, go ahead and throw a couple ducats in the bucket and we can get it moving, okay? Because I'm just saying, you are paid to be a part of everything else, to be doing everything else. You might as well put something in for a good cause. You know what I mean?
She has some valid points.
You got time to be causing ruckuses. Just go ahead and pay for where you be. That's what it is. No, but be for real. Come on back.
Yeah, I'm giving it. She talking to y'all while I'm getting us set up.
I'm laughing and making jokes, but I'm just saying we got a lot of energy that we spend other places. come over here and
She
share
being
some
for real.
time
That
with
ain't
us.
no chameleon. That ain't no chameleon, y'all, because we're going to see y'all real soon. And with that being said, don't be a chameleon. And if you are, look at the person in the mirror.
We out.
Gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. I see the kids in the street, but not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A son's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the window, cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Na 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there was someone home, not a nickel to love. Could it be really me pretending that they're not alone? Oh, well, deep in God, somebody's broken heart and a washed out dream. They follow the pattern of the wind you see, cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. And no message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make that change. I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh, yeah. Asking him to change his ways. No message could have been any clearer. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and then make the change. You gotta get it right while you got the time. Now you close your mind, then you close your mind. That man, 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 you're the man and clever. If you wanna make the world a better place, take a look at yourself, then make a change. Na 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 na. Ooh, gonna feel real good, yeah, 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 na na na, yeah, na na na. No, I'm gonna make a change. It's gonna feel real good. Some more change. Just live yourself. You know, you got to stop it yourself. Make that change. I gotta make that change today. You got to stop with yourself, brother. You know, make that change. I gotta get that man, that man. You got to move some more, some more. You got to stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up and live yourself. Make that change. Come on. You know it. You know it. You know it.